Well, unfortunately, when you're the bad boy, that's not going to make you the face of Filipino boxing. It's not going to do it. Hey, welcome back to another edition of Coffee with the Goose, where we talk about things that are what do we do? Interesting, fascinating, irritating. Yeah, that's it. I'm the Goose. So glad you joined me again. We're going to talk boxing again. You know, we cover a lot of different topics, subjects in our program, but you know, we like to. Most of all, we talk about things that matter to you. That's what really matters, right? It's not about me. It's about you and what you're interested in. And it's boxing lately. Let's, before we get going though, we got to have my PED, my coffee. Very strong, like my opinion. And got some creamer in there to make it sweet, just like me. Okay. What is new in the boxing world, especially with Filipino boxing? I'll be honest, that's what interests me more than anything because of my ties to the Philippines. Of course, my wife is from Cebu, been over there a gazillion times and will retire there. What's new in Filipino boxing? Who, better yet, let's flip the page, if you will. Who is the next big name? Who is the face of Filipino boxing? For many, many years, of course, it was Manny Pacquiao, the Pac-Man, one of the all-time greatest boxers, scary, lovable, legendary, all wrapped into one. He was a rare breed, and he is a rare breed, and who knows, he might step in the ring again, depending on what happens this year with politics. But be that as it may, who is next? Who are we going to, pass the crown off to, so to speak? Well, there's several, candidates, and they're all worthy, all great fighters. Currently, there are 5 champions, world champions from the Philippines. Now, when I say world champions, I don't mean international champ. No. The 5 major, the 4 major belts, that is, WBO, WBC, WBA, and IBF. Those are the ones that I'm speaking of. And let's talk about, first of all, what it takes to be that guy, the next Manny Pacquiao. First of all, if you don't mind me drawing an analogy, Pacquiao for us boxing fans is kind of like a girlfriend, a special girlfriend that we used to have, or a dog that died. Okay, maybe that's not a good one. But you can't, no one's ever going to take their place. No, you'll never forget that person, right? They're too special. But somebody has to replace them. Somebody's got to fill in those big shoes. And of course, nobody can be Manny Pacquiao, but somebody can be and will be the next big boxing star in the Philippines. What does it take? Let's check, devise a little checklist, okay? First of all, they got to be skilled, okay? They got to be great in the ring. That's a must, of course. They have to be championship caliber fighters. They have to have the skill. Having knockout power helps. And of course, most Filipino fighters have that. Charm. It's something you're not, it's kind of like leadership. You're not born a leader. You're not, you don't learn to be a leader. You're born that way. Same thing with charm, and lovability. You either got it or you don't. But that's one of the requirements, in my opinion, of being that face of your country's boxing scene. You also, and again, just my opinion, you have to be humble. You can't just go talking trash and, running down your opponents and I'm not going to mention names. I'll let you do that for me. You can't beat up women. Okay. You can't be a racist. You can't do any of that. Be humble. Be a real human being. Also, and this is something Pacquiao did and continues to do, help people. Love one another, right? Help people outside the ring. Spread the wealth. Be a good human being and don't just be respectful, be respectable, right? A couple of other things. Now, this you know how it is today. People are so offended by almost anything. So don't read me wrong when I say this, but if you want to be the international face, okay, of Filipino boxing, you got to speak a little bit of English, okay? A little bit. Pacquiao did that. Actually, Pacquiao speaks 3-4 languages. like my wife and my producer Jude and his wife, they speak more than just 2 languages. And again, with Filipino culture and with culture the way it should be, God and family, they have to be very important. You can't just run around making baby mamas all over the place and, being disrespectful and egotistical and arrogant. That's not going to do it. If you want to be the face of Filipino boxing and that icon, you've got to be humble, be true to your family, praise God, and, that helps. Also, it helps to be, a rags to riches story, a Cinderella story like Pacquiao. And most Filipinos are like that. Very few of them, unlike politics, unlike most great entertainers, you grow up poor. Most great boxers, 99% of them grow up poor, and they have that hunger to be great and to make money and help their family. So, it's a tough combination, meeting all of these challenges, all of these categories. But here's the most important thing. And this, again, Filipino culture more than anything. The way my wife, Raquel, says it, don't be plastic. People are going to see through any fake nonsense that you put in front of the camera. They're going to see through it. Don't be fake. Don't be plastic. So those are the requirements. You got to meet most of them, if not all of them, to be that guy, to be the next face of Filipino fighting, as Manny Pacquiao was. So who are our current nominees? It's like a game show here, right? We're going to include the 5 current champions. Rene Cuarto is one of them. As great as he is, he's a champion. He doesn't really meet all of those categories to be, the guy, as good as he is. We've got a few more, and you'll love these. You'll love my opinion, I hope. Nonito Donaire. He has been, if it weren't for Pacquiao, he would have been the face of Filipino boxing. Nonito Donaire fits all of those categories. He's a lovable, great champion, all about family and God, helping one another. He's a respectable guy. The only category he doesn't fill is he's getting a little long in the tooth, right? He's 39. Yeah, he might box for a few more years, but he's almost to the end, and I hope Nonito, it goes on for a long time, don't get me wrong, but his career is waning now. It's toward the end of his boxing career. So he's not going to be the guy as much as we love him. Now that leaves 3 other champions, John Real Casimero, Mark Magsayo, and Ancajas, German Ancajas, okay? Let's go with Casimero. He fits almost all of these categories. Almost, but he misses a couple. Now this is where I differ with one of my YouTube I don't want to say partner, but or even opponent. I don't get into that. But I love Bad Aratiles. Aratiles? Sorry if I'm butchering your name, Bud, but buddy, you know your stuff. We may disagree with a little bit with John Real Casimero. I like him. I respect him. He's a great champion. But you, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Bud, you like him because he's that bad boy. Bad boys. What you going to do when they come for you, right? Well, unfortunately, when you're the bad boy, that's not going to make you the face of Filipino boxing. It's not going to do it. And I wish him nothing but the best. He's still a member of Manny Pacquiao Promotions. He's had cloudy past, much of it not his fault, but the head honcho at MP Promotions, Sean Gibbons, is working with John Real Casimero as we speak to try and clean things up and get him back up to that respectable level with the fans. So, Bud, and I'd love to chat with you and do a show with you. That'd be a lot of fun. So let's see if we can't hook up, but agree or disagree. But I don't think, in my opinion, John Real Casimero is that guy or is going to be that guy. We'll see. That leaves 2, and these are both great fighters, okay? They're great champions. They both have fantastic history and future, let's hope. Let's start with Jerwin Ancajas. He's going to fight on February 26th, and we'll do a show especially on him here very soon. He's a special breed. Ancajas is a champion. I love his nickname. He's a pretty boy. And he's only lost once, and he is going to fight for his 10th defense of his championship. 10th. Not many people do that. And this is why I include him in the list of maybe the future face of Filipino boxing. He's going to make his first appearance in Las Vegas on February 26th. So we're going to watch that and see, maybe MP Promotions is propping him up, and he deservedly so. He may be that guy. Maybe, and the only thing that's holding him back, and again, it's, he's loved and beloved and respected English. He doesn't speak English. But hey, we're not going to, what do they call it? Split hairs here. But we're talking about, I'll remind you, not just the face of Filipino boxing, but international, loved worldwide, like Pacquiao was and is. So, Ancajas is a great fighter, and he's scary too, just like Magsayo. He's a lefty, and he's a headhunter. He does not play. Matter of fact, he just dropped one of his sparring partners as he gets ready for that title defense on February 26th. So that leads us to I don't want to say the winner, but who I think is the next face of Filipino politics. That's not politics, boxing. Two different worlds here. Although politics has a lot to do with who you are and the heights that you will achieve as a boxer. It's the politics of boxing. It's out of your hands. And that's where a lot of these guys, that's one of their strengths, is they're with MP Promotions. If the powers that be in that organization want to push these guys or give them the opportunity to be that next face of Filipino boxing, that's already taken care of. But hopefully you folks had a chance to watch my interview with Magnifico, Mark Magsayo, and he fits all of the categories. He's the WBC featherweight champion of the world, he fits all the categories. He speaks English. He's rags to riches. He was poor as a child. He's very skilled. He's got that KO power. He's humble. He's not plastic. Mark Magsayo's the real deal. And I really enjoyed having the opportunity to interview him. He's a great guy, and he's got a great future ahead of him. And he's climbing the mountain. MP Promotions is pushing him. They only signed him a couple years ago, and he's done nothing but good things. He's unbeaten. So the first fight was that Ceja fight in the undercard of Pacquiao last year. So that was in Vegas. That was in front of a worldwide audience, and he delivered in the end the KO in the 10th round, a vicious knockout. And then just a couple, 2-3 weeks ago, he won the featherweight title of the world, beating Gary Russell Jr., and that was a very impressive performance by Mark Magsayo. We'll see what happens in his future, but it looks bright. We don't know who he's going to fight next. It looks like the WBC is ordering him to fight the top contender, and that is Ray Vargas. Yep, got a lot of names here. Vargas is unbeaten, and then maybe if he wins that one, and let's hope he does, let's think he does, it'll be Leo Santa Cruz, one of the other title holders in the featherweight division. So who will be the replacement for Manny Pacquiao is the face on the Mount Rushmore of boxing in the Philippines. I think it's either going to be Jerwin Ancajas or Mark Magsayo. Both great young fighters, and they both fit all the categories. They're lovable guys. They're humble. And they're really scary. You don't want to look, if you climb into the ring, you don't want to look across the ring and see these guys as your opponent. You'll be shaking in your boots, I'm telling you. Anyhow, what do you guys have to think? I want to get your opinions. I love to read the opinions. I may not reply to all of them because I'm a busy guy, but trust me, I love to read the opinions that you bring to the table. And thank you so much for all of you folks who subscribe to the channel. My producer, Judith, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. That's it for this edition of Coffee with the Goose. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you again soon.